Welcome. You with the nasty pastor, and I'm back with another read out of Exodus. Man, you know, it's the second book Moses was inspired to write. This is the second book that details a lot. You know, if you can get through reading Exodus, maybe you'll understand the demiurge. Maybe you'll understand the actions, the ways, the covenant, the allowed, what's not allowed. You understand what I'm saying? You know, our demiurge is just as wicked as Satan can be. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if the devil is the demiurge firstborn, where do the devil get it from? You understand me? Where do the devil get it from? I'm going to say this to you once again, you know what I mean? People treat you accordingly. You get it? People treat you accordingly. So if people treat you accordingly, how do the demiurge treat you? Accordingly, right? You don't pray, you don't get no blessings. You don't put no good deeds in your life, you don't get no blessings, right? Huh? And at the end of your life, you're going where? Hell. Hell. Say it with me. Hell. Fire. That's sun. I don't even think crispy is the word because you're not gonna survive that long to even burn. You're gonna disintegrate maybe a good 100 feet away from it. Poop, pop. No existence of you ever. None of you ever. Understand? Hail, fire. Yeah, hail, fire. Look, we on chapter 36. And once again, chapter 6 a short read also. And to be honest with you, all the way to the last chapter, they all about a little short. They all kind of short, you know. But let's go and dive in. And the title of chapter 36 is the same as it was in verse 30, which is the artisan called by God. And Bezalel and Aholiab, whom the Lord has put wisdom and all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, shall do according to all that the Lord has commanded. The title of verse 2, the people give more than enough. Then Moses called Bezalel and Aholiab, and every gifted artisan in whose heart the Lord had put wisdom, everyone whose heart was stirred to come and do the work. And they received from Moses all the offerings which the children of Israel had brought for the work of the service of making the sanctuary. So they continued bringing to him free will offerings every morning. Then all the craftsmen who were doing all the work of the sanctuary came, each from the work he was doing, and they spoke to Moses, saying, the people bring much more than enough for the service of the work which the Lord commanded us to do. So Moses gave a commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman do any more work for the offerings of the sanctuary. And the people were restrained from bringing, for the material they had was sufficient for all the work to be done, indeed too much. Now, did you get that part right there when it said, so they continue bringing to him free will offerings every morning? See, at first it was a commandment. You understand what I'm saying? Let's come on now, let's roll. Let's roll into this. At first it was a commandment. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you gonna do. Yeah? You understand? Now that everything is bountiful, supplies are very needed. You see how these people are still in bringing more supplies. See, that's free will. You understand what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to tell you to go out here and produce a good deed. You understand me? You should want to do that anyway. That's free will. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a good side, a good example of free will. You understand me? Verse 8, building the tabernacle. Then all the gifted artisans among them who worked on the tabernacle made 10 curtains woven of fine linen and of blue, purple, and scarlet thread. The artistic designs of cherubim, they made them. The length of each curtain was 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits, and the curtains were all the same size. And he coupled 5 curtains to one another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled to one another. He made loops of blue yarn on the edge of the curtain on the selvage of one set. Likewise he did on the other edge of the other curtain of the second set. 50 loops he made on one curtain, and 50 loops he made on the edge of the curtain on the end of the second set. The loops held one curtain to another. And he made 50 claps of gold and coupled the curtains to one another with the claps, that it might be one tabernacle. He made curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle. He made 11 curtains. The length of each curtain was 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains were the same size. He coupled 5 curtains by themselves and 6 curtains by themselves, and he made 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in one set. And 50 loops he made on the edge of the curtain of the second set. He also made 50 bronze claps to couple the tent together, that it might be one. Then he made a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering of badger skins above that. For the tabernacle he made boards of acacia wood standing upright. The length of each board was 10 cubits, and the width of each board a cubit and a half. Each board had 2 tenons for binding one to another. Thus he made for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side. 40 sockets of silver he made to go under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under each of the boards for its 2 tenons. And for the other side of the tabernacle, the north side, he made 20 boards, and there are 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. For the west side of the tabernacle, he made 6 boards. He also made 2 boards for the 2 back corners of the tabernacle, and they were coupled at the bottom and coupled together at the top by one ring. Thus he made both of them for the 2 corners. So there were 8 boards and their sockets, 16 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. And he made bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the tabernacle, 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle on the far side westward. And he made the middle bar to pass through the boards from one end to the other. He overlaid the boards with gold, made their rings of gold to be holders for the bars, and overlaid the bars with gold. And he made a veil of blue, purple, and scarlet thread and fine woven linen. It was worked with an artistic design of cherubim. He made for it 4 pillars of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold, with their hooks of gold, and he cast 4 sockets of silver for them. He also made a screen for the tabernacle door, a blue, purple, and scarlet thread and fine woven linen made by a weaver. And his 5 pillars with their hooks, and he overlaid their capitals and their rings with gold, but their 5 sockets were bronze. That's the end of chapter 36. And you know, I'm going to help you out a little bit. You know, I'm going to help you men out a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm going to really help you out. And honestly, This go for man. You know what I mean? This just don't go for men. This go for man. You know, sometimes we do just enough to get by, right? 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 Sometimes we do just enough. And you know, if you ever sit back and get an understanding why your woman venture out to seek love or to seek a emotion from another man or another woman, because all you doing is just enough. You get it? You better do a little bit more that the next man won't do, that the next woman won't do, so that a wise woman, listen to me again, a wise woman will understand the gift that is in her presence. And that is reversed to you women also. You better go on and do a little bit more. You understand me? We are living in a world right now that, you know, vagina ain't worth nothing no more. Your head ain't worth nothing no more. You get it? It was a time that women could have 5 men because let me reverse that. It was a time men could come out here and have as many women as they want because there was a shortage of men due to prisons and death. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? Women didn't care. All they really understood, okay, this is a good man, he's paying my bills, and he giving me a little bit extra more money. I don't care, I don't cheat. Girl, I don't even have to sex him. This the conversation. Girl, we don't even really have sex. We may have sex once or twice a month. And my bills, you know, my bills run up to about $2,000. And I get me a little bag. And I may get me a ring, you know, if I push the issue. And I ain't got to do all that sucking his penis and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere at all. Because see, the next man ain't gonna do that. You get it? Ain't gonna do that. And she don't care about what Mary, Jane, Jilly, Booby Coo, or her mama say. You understand what I'm saying? She don't care nothing about all that because her bills paid. You get it? You're not paying her bills. So she ain't listening to you. You understand what I'm saying? You get it? You understand? And you women, I'm going to just say this to you again, you know what I mean? It's more to bringing a vagina and some good head to the table. What is your value? What is your worth? You understand what I'm saying? Because if you're going to tell me your vagina is your value, and you're going to tell me the way you suck a penis is your value, believe me, I can show you 10 or 20 women out here that can do it better. I'm telling you, I can show you 10 to 20 women out here that can do it better or on the same level you're on. You get it? So what value does that have now? It is infected with a disease. You get me? With diseases. Because you can have herpes, that's a disease. You can have AIDS, that's a disease. So what value does that bring to the table? What are you thinking? What are you doing? What else can you enhance our circle of life? You get what I'm saying? What are you bringing to this circle? Because if I'm bringing 90% of this to this circle, you understand what I'm saying? If I'm bringing 90% of this to this circle, and this go out to you men, get to listening. If that woman is bringing 90% of everything to that circle, I suggest you go ahead and shut up if you can't do better. Shut up and let this woman do what she do. Because you chose to be that man. You understand what I'm saying? You chose to be that woman. You get it? Get off your butt. Get your own money. You understand what I'm saying? Get your own money. Because see, when you ain't got nothing, it's time to shut up. Be quiet. You have not a voice to stand on. You have nothing to stand on. And you're trying to tell me you're being controlled. You're trying to tell me you're being mistreated. Be thankful I ain't put you out the day that you said that you went against anything that I asked you to do. Be glad I ain't put you out the day that I came home from a hard day's work and these dishes ain't done. I got to come home to a filthy house. I got to come home to no food being done. My bath water ain't ran. You understand me? But you got your hand out, gimme, 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 gimme. Look, I say this again, you know what I mean? Go beyond free will. Go beyond what is just acceptable. You get it? You understand? Even when we pray to want to see more out you. Look, you've been with the nasty pastor that's going to read from out of Exodus. I love you in the mouth.